Every single Uber trip with passengers or even delivery can be dangerous. Most of us just don't want to talk about it, but this incident made me want to talk about it. Hi, my name is Levi Spires. This is the Tip You in the App Daily Drive podcast. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about the Kiefer Sutherland arrest and the Uber Black ride he was on, how he threatened to kill the Uber driver, and then some safety tips. I will also talk with you about a ride where I went way out into the country, Amish country, and was using Tesla FSD. It was really cool. And then I will answer your questions. Well, let's read the news report directly from TMZ. Kiefer Sutherland was arrested for allegedly threatening an Uber driver who refused to pull over and let him out of the vehicle. So some of the details are things like Kiefer told the police that he was having dinner with a friend. Late in the evening, he called an Uber Black. The driver arrived. Kiefer jumped in, and they were on the way home. But for some reason, Kiefer asked the driver to pull over and let him out, but the driver said no. They ended up calling 911. Kiefer Sutherland supposedly threatened to kill the Uber driver, which is crazy. Imagine having a top secret agent guy trying to kill you. So yeah, he ended up, getting arrested for a felony. Kiefer Sutherland did, and then was released on $50,000 bail. Okay. Now, the driver wasn't injured, nothing like that. But it just made me think as a driver, like every single trip, no matter who it is, what we're doing, can be dangerous. I would assume, I've never driven Uber Black, but I have done kind of high-end client rides. And you think you're taking somebody who is famous, wealthy, whatever, and you're doing Uber Black. Nothing's going to happen. It's not like you're doing Uber X or some sort of low wage, risky neighborhood type of ride here. This is a ride you'd feel pretty safe on. But for whatever reason, alcohol, drugs, fame, miscommunication, like part of some of the reports that I've read is that the driver didn't understand what Kiefer was trying to say. I don't know. So yeah, anything can happen. And I don't know why the driver didn't let Kiefer out. Who knows? That's the claim. But what are the things that we can do to be safe? And I think the first thing that we could do to be safe as drivers is always drive safely. Just drive safely. Drive the speed limit. Use your blinkers. Make sure your car is well maintained. Be a defensive driver. That's the easiest thing. You're not going to create road rage situations. Maybe, but because people behind you will be mad because you're going the speed limit or whatever. But, drive safely. Be a defensive driver. The second thing that you can do for safety is get a dash camera. And I use Red Tiger dash camera. This video is sponsored by Red Tiger. And I want to be clear, this is not some sort of random ad. I've been driving for years. I've had so many tense situations. I'm going to go over a couple of them here in this podcast. The dash cam is not just necessarily some sort of tool to capture video so you can be viral. It's about your safety. Getting a camera that can record outside of the car, so to prove that you were driving safely, front and rear, but also having a dash camera that can record inside of your car where it can capture audio and really clear video of what you and your passengers are doing. Now, I have an F-17 Elite from Red Tiger, and there is a link in the description to this. But let me tell you, it records color at night, and it's epically good. I love it. I love it as a content creator, but I love it because I know I can see sometimes the black and white footage, when it goes infrared, doesn't see as clearly. It makes the eyes look weird. Not here with the Red Tiger. It looks extremely well. And here's another thing that I like about the Red Tiger dash camera. I can put a 1 terabyte card in there, record it at 4K, and have days and days worth of footage saved to it. It's a great camera. And you know what? If you're a driver, if you're a passenger, I really recommend it. Thank you so much to Red Tiger for sponsoring it. Now let's talk about some other safety things that you can do as a driver for your safety. Yeah, like I said, every trip can be dangerous. Here's some things: dash camera, passenger seat. I was just writing down my notes, some things that I do for safety and passenger seat. Putting the passenger always over in the back side behind the passenger seat, that chair over there, not directly behind you, not sitting over here to the side of you, but sitting over there is really important because A, my camera can see them a little bit better. The other thing is I can see them out of the corner of my eye just a little bit. I can turn around and see them. When they're sitting behind me, I just can't see them, even with mirrors, and they can hide right behind you. And it feels very unsafe. When they're here in the front, they can also start to grab things and touch your dashboard and grab your steering wheel or something like that. The other thing though is if you get them to buckle up their seatbelt, now it's hard for them to reach in and attack you. You'll see they unbuckled the seatbelt on your dashboard, depending on what kind of car you have. So putting them in that seat is really important. Now, going back to what I said, you know, if I was driving Uber Black and if it was Kiefer Sutherland, I probably wouldn't be thinking about this. But you should with every ride because anybody can attack you. So that's a really important thing. Another thing that I like, my fake wallet. I made a video about this about 2 years ago, but I have a fake wallet in my car. It's got a little bit of money. It's got some expired credit cards. It has a fake ID, whatever. And if I were to get carjacked, I'm just going to hand them that wallet. It's right there. I just open up the glove box or whatever the armrest thing. There you go. Take it and go about there, get them out of the car. And that's pretty good. My fake wallet. Now that I tell people on my YouTube channel, it's not going to work, but okay. I've never been carjacked, but I think about that. The other thing that I think about from safety is a second phone. Now, I don't actually have a second phone, but I have my Apple Watch, which is connected to cellular. If I were carjacked or robbed or whatever, and they take my phone, okay, I'm still going to exit the vehicle, get out and try to get to safety by doing this, having my phone. When there are rides that I feel that are extremely unsafe, I like that the dash camera, I leave the dash camera up so they can see that they're being recorded, but I know that there are carjackers that are savvy enough to just pull that out of the car. Well, I have my watch. I have a little hot button here. I just hit record. And it does an audio record of what's in the car. It just records right here. So it's not gonna be great audio, but it's like a backup. But again, so if I lose my phone, lose my car, they take the dash camera, my Apple Watch doing some sort of voiceover recording and have to get out of the car. I can still make a call. I can call security, 911, my wife, whatever, the police. I could do that. The final thing is to run. Just go. I don't need that car. I don't need it. I don't need the surge. I don't need the bonus. I don't need the fare. Just run. There's other things you can do strategically, parking your car in certain ways. I know I never put my car in park. There's some other things, but safety. If you're like me, you've been driving a long time. I'm coming up on my 6-year anniversary. We kind of get lackadaisical. We get lazy. And that's when it comes up to bite us. And I want to tell you about this story about how I felt really threatened. I've done almost 16,000 rides and I've never really felt threatened except for this one time. I went to go pick up this guy at a hotel. And when I get to the hotel, the sun was setting. It was about an hour-long trip south on the highway. And when he gets in the car, he starts off like a nice guy. He's probably my age, maybe a little bit younger, in his 40s, but he was really fit, like super fit, muscular, veins bulging, super shaved head. To come to find out, he's a MMA fighter. And the worst thing was he just got released from jail. He got picked up that morning. He felt like the cops treated him unfairly. They put him in a holding cell for like 12 hours, and he was full of rage. He's just so angry. And he was having like a psychotic episode in the back of my car. Now, we were on the highway within like 30 seconds of taking this trip. So I'm on the highway, it's getting dark, and this guy starts going crazy, starts grabbing the back of the seat, brrr, making gruntle sounds, yelling at the cop in his mind. And I had a couple of options. Option one, I could try to kick him out of my car. Not gonna happen. He's way too strong and tactical for me. I'm not kicking him out of my car. Next option would be to like maybe call the cops. But remember, he was upset at the cops, and that's what he was griping about the whole time. You know, yelling stinking cops, and using vulgar language and not safe for this podcast kind of language. He was like saying, "Putin, come on, drop the bomb, Putin." He was really crazy. But if I call the cops, he would have then been in that rage would have gone even up. Oh my God, I'm getting pulled over or whatever. Can you imagine? I thought about parking the car and just running, but he could chase me down. And we're on the highway. It's dark. It's in the middle of the night. What am I going to do? So my final option was just to kind of nod along with him. Yeah, yeah. Come on, Putin, drop the bomb. It just went along with this craziness because I had this guy in my car for an hour. My point is this: when it comes to safety, we have to use our best judgment. We're going to be in situations. It's gonna come at us just like that. I'm positive that Uber black driver with Kiefer Sutherland, if he even knew who he was, wasn't thinking, "Oh, here's a situation where I'm gonna get assaulted, where somebody's gonna," and who knows what happened in the car. We don't know, but you never know when it's gonna happen. So you have to treat every single ride with a bare minimum of safety. And it's so easy if you just get your car ready for it, get your dash camera installed, make sure your car is functional, have your second phone, have your fake wallet, whatever other things that you need in the vehicle to make you feel safe. And then every single time you pick up a passenger, always try to put them in that seat, get them to buckle up. And then, yeah, if they are crazy, you're already kind of halfway there. And then you can start to take tactical actions. But the final thing I'll leave you with is this: there's no ride worth it. There really isn't. There's no ride worth it. I don't care how much you're getting paid, $100 surge on a 5-minute trip or whatever. If you pull into that dark alley to pick up somebody and you feel unsafe, cancel the ride. Move on. Move on. We get so gamified as Uber drivers, like, oh my God, this is a really, really good ride. We lose our focus on safety. You see a lot of drivers racing around town trying to chase surgers and stuff. Safety first. And you know what? It seems to me like this driver probably handled himself pretty well, because if there's a lot of details about this trip, I have a feeling there's a dash camera. What do you do for safety? Yeah, what do you think happened, by the way? Talk in the comments about this. This will be fun. Okay, my Amish road trip yesterday. I live out in the middle of the country, and normally I have to drive into Syracuse or Ithaca or Binghamton or wherever. I drive really far to go Uber drive. I didn't have that much time, so I just literally turned the app on at my house, and I waited around for about 25 minutes, and I got my first ride. I did that. I kind of stayed in the local area, but then I got a trip from the courthouse all the way out to Amish country. It was about a 45-minute drive south. It didn't pay that much. I shouldn't have taken it. I don't know, but I was in a mood just to kind of experiment a little bit. And she was a really lovely lady. I picked her up. She was using a court ordered vehicle, I think. I don't know, because it's like one of those things where the organization pays for the trip. But as we're driving and we're having this great conversation, she was super nice. We pass an Amish buggy. Now, I live, like I say, out in the country, and there's a lot of Amish people out here. I don't know what the population number is, but if you drive 5 miles that way from my house, you're going to run into Amish people. There's Mennonites, and I don't know anything about it, other than that they have horse-drawn buggies, and I don't think they use cell phones. I don't know. But okay, here's the real interesting thing about it. My car, that whole trip, was using FSD. I have a Tesla, and I put the car in autonomous mode. And so she saw me go around the guy, and she's like, "Oh, look, look, your autonomous car's passing, the fitting, right? Here we are, horse-drawn buggy, a form of transportation, horse-drawn carriage or whatever, for thousands and thousands a year. And here I am in this electric vehicle passing him or her, I don't know who's driving, but passing, this, the car was passing. I was just sitting there watching it all happen. And pretty neat that we're living in this day and age when things are getting there with autonomous cars and artificial intelligence and things like that. The real interesting thing, though, the funny thing was both her and I kind of acknowledged that the Amish car is also autonomously being driven. Like, I know that The horse is under constraints, but the guy driving the car was really kind of he's not steering really. He's kind of just along for the ride. I don't know. I guess a horse-drawn buggy, you kind of do steer a little bit. But the horse-drawn buggy is being controlled by the horse, not by the human for the most part. I thought that was it was interesting. Um, yeah. Do you ever have any road trips like that where you just take a road trip with a passenger and you kind of just, let's see where we're going to go? And I don't know. It was $30, 45-minute trip to the middle of nowhere. I shouldn't have taken it. I thought I was going to get a tip. I knew better, but what? I just did it. Don't follow my advice as a driver. Okay, let's get to your questions. Okay. these are these are always pretty good here. Jay asked, "How do you break up your shifts?" For the most part, when I do Uber drive, I'm doing about 25 to 40 something hours a week right now. I do them in 12-hour shifts. I leave my house, I turn the app on for 12 hours, and I don't come home. So, how do I break up my shift? Well, there's basically a couple of ways I break up my shift. Number one is I tend to have like reservations that bookend my shifts. So like the reservations kind of guide me where I'm going to drive. So for example, on Saturday, I have an airport reservation from Syracuse down to Ithaca. Okay. So I'm going to start in Syracuse and go down to Ithaca and drive in Ithaca all day. That's kind of how I would start it. The second thing that I do is I have a Tesla and it needs to get charged. And so I tend to take breaks every 3 or 4 hours and I go to a charging station. For example, in Ithaca, the charging station is near Panera. So I go to the bathroom at Panera. I get a cup of coffee. I got my cup of coffee here. And I let my car charge for 10, 15 minutes. And that normally gets me from like 30% battery up to like 70% battery. 10 to 15 minutes is more than enough break. And I like to get out, stretch, walk around. I also try to get out of my car almost between every single ride. Now, if it's really surging and I'm going crazy earning money or whatever, I forget. But when it's slow, I always get out of my car. I walk around the car. I go to the back seat and make sure it's cleaned out a little bit. I like to do jumping jacks. I'm not very much really well in shape, but I try to. I also take a break to go to the gym. I have a Planet Fitness subscription and I go to the Planet Fitness to walk. They have massage tables or chairs or whatever they're called. Yeah, so that's kind of how I break up my shifts. I use a lot of Tesla FSD. So if I'm on a long trip, I almost always put it in FSD and I kind of sit there and chill. But that's how I break up my shifts. Good question. Um, okay. Devin says, you wash your car once or twice a day? Yes, I probably wash my car a lot more than that. Let's define washing my car. The outside of my car, once a day. It's a subscription, so whatever. I just go through it. And the reason why it's really important to do that here is because we have salt and snow on the road. And I don't care about washing it for the way it looks. I don't think my passengers care with the way it looks. I want to just get the dirt and the grime off the car. And I do that. I also get the car detailed on the inside 3, 4 times a week. I have a subscription for that. I just go through. It takes about 30 minutes. They have like a misting spray, like a steamer and all that kind of stuff. I like that. But many times during the day, I vacuum out my car. I wipe the seats down. I don't know. I don't know why anybody would sit in a dirty car. It's my place. So I like it to be fresh and clean. It also, by keeping it clean, it allows me to not have a lot of air fresheners. I think some drivers overuse air fresheners and their car smells really strong. And so my car just is clean. I have a little bit of an air freshener, but it's subtle. I get sick if I have too strong of smells. So I kind of know I'm at if it starts smelling too strong to me, I know it's going to smell strong to somebody else. So I try not to do that too much. Okay. Michael asked, this is great stuff. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Michael. What do you see yourself doing in the future, if you don't mind me asking? Okay. I guess that, to be clear, what he's referring to is the video where I talked about why I'm an Uber driver, and it's because I quit my job and I wanted to write and create. What do I see myself doing in the future? I see myself as a writer and a creator. The YouTube channel, what you guys see here, is definitely one thing, or the podcast. I release it audio, by the way, on Spotify, so you can get on Apple Music or Spotify, Apple Podcasts. So I've got the YouTube channel where I create but I like to write, and you've probably seen some of my stories when I write them as posts. If if I were to win the lottery, let's put it that way, I would Uber drive a little bit. I'd still Uber drive because I like it, and I would write stories. I would write stories. So that's what I would do. That's what I would do in the future. So what do I see myself doing? Well, today I'm going to go get my car registered and I'm going to go Uber drive. But in the long-term future, Michael, that's kind of what I think is going to happen. Well, shout out again to my sponsors. Thank you so much, Red Tiger, Gig You, bringing them on board here, and Lace Fit Mats. I really, truly appreciate you guys helping me run this channel, or not run it, but keeping it funded. And that's really important. It takes a lot of time. It takes a couple of hours every single day to produce content, and it's tiring and expensive, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Please check out their products when you get a chance. The second thing is, if you are a driver, become a member of Thrive. Join the YouTube channel. You get exclusive content where I kind of give you a little bit more behind the scenes about what I'm doing. You get access to these videos and content first. And then of course, your comments are the ones that I prioritize and answer. So do that. If you don't want to spend the $3 to join Thrive, I get it. Hey, do this instead. Go to the Facebook group. The Facebook group is for drivers only. This is your warning. No political stuff, no rants, but if you want to go out there, just have kind of water cooler conversation, share some ideas and tips with some fellow drivers, it's a good place for that. My fellow drivers, I want you to know that I am cheering for you. For 2026, I want to make things fun again, so you're going to see a lot more content that's a little bit geared toward the fun of Uber driving. I've been burned out a little bit, and so for 2026, I want you to make as much money as you possibly can. I want you to be safe, healthy, and happy. And yeah, I'm cheering for you. My name is Levi Spires. Be well. Bye.